as ready as you'll ever be.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, since you're drinking your doctor... Okay, wait.
No.
Your drink.
My liquid.
Oh,
Welcome to Weeb Report.
yeah, welcome to Weeb Report.
I'm Alejandro.
And I'm Charlie.
And today we will be discussing chapter 246 of My Hero Academia.
My hero.
Spoilers ahead. Incredible spoilers. So,
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's the beginning stuff, and yeah, here we go.
Okay, so this one starts off. I really like the cover art
In celebration of season 4.
Yeah, got Mirio, Uraka, Kirishima, Suyu,
Well, Suyu gets a lot of love.
Deku. Yeah, she does.
Oddly not, like,
She's the best frog girl.
right. I mean, it's a lot of lewd stuff,
Oh, okay.
but
I guess we look at different things.
well, yeah.
I mean,
And just in general, like, people really do like her as a character. Well, she's a good character. I like her.
she is a good character.
The one I hate is the invisible one.
Why?
I fucking hate her.
Why?
She's just invisible.
She's like a joke.
Yeah, she is.
Like, no, I'm saying like
Say that again.
like her character is just okay. I don't want to feed into your argument here, but like she's not meant to be taken real seriously.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean because she's like she's comic relief. Okay. I mean, look, you can hate on the Invisible Girl all you want.
I think that's the only character I kind of don't like.
Yeah.
I think the rest.
I don't like Shigaraki. You know, the main villain.
Main class 1A.
Oh. You know what I didn't like in this chapter? It takes you through all the rest of the kids, but it doesn't show Shinzo.
What are you talking about?
The mind control kid.
Oh yeah.
He's in class 1A now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not in any of the panels where it shows the kids.
Oh.
And it shows.
Oh, you jumped to the end.
Just about everybody. I know. That's just a quick complaint.
We'll expand on that later.
Yes.
Okay. Now, picking up right from dramatic Shigaraki.
Yes.
You know?
Standing there, holding his arm out.
Mm-hmm.
Holding his hand. His special hand that he has, the one he has left.
The one on his, because the one on his face is his dad, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I guess that's his dad.
That might be the face.
Yeah.
One. Talking to that doctor friend. I forgot that guy's name.
I don't remember his name either.
Okay.
He must not be that
Yeah,
important.
clearly. Just kind of talking about, he's asking him like, you ascended in your last fight. Like, you became so powerful. What's left? What are you still going for?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I want more.
He says, like, you offered it.
Yeah.
So
like,
I'm gonna take it.
I'm accepting your offer.
Yeah.
You know?
It shows us his arm. I guess the one that he went full power with, and it's
decaying. It kind of looks like Gaara.
Yeah. It kind of
Naruto,
does.
you know how like
yeah.
when he starts
when
to
he
crack.
starts to crack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like that. Some of the flesh
Looks
like it kind of just like dried off, like dried up and fell off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that means he should not use his power at full time.
It's a bit of a Deku situation. Like,
yeah.
He hurts himself.
Almost even worse. Though.
Actually, that's all characters, which is something I love about My Hero is any character goes too hard, and they'll hurt themselves because it's a physical attribute.
A good example of that is Mineta.
Yeah.
With his great balls.
Mm-hmm. It'll start to hurt his head.
And he'll start to bleed.
What the fuck's his lightning guy?
Yeah, Denki Kaminari.
Kaminari. Yeah, he straight up just kind of like fries his brain a little bit.
Yeah, whenever he goes too much.
Bakugo can...
He says his hands like hurt.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like a big ache, you know?
Yeah, just all the constant shock waves. And so I really like that. I don't think not Shinso. Todoroki. I don't think he has. He does. He actually, it'll hurt him.
Yeah, if he gets too cold, obviously
Yeah.
he has the risk of hypothermia.
That's right.
And if he goes too hot,
Burn himself.
Yeah. Hyperthermia, the opposite.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's like heat strokes and shit.
Oh.
I mean, imagine having
So hypothermia and hyperthermia?
hypothermia and hyperthermia. Yeah. I mean,
I'll Google it later.
I'll Google it right now, bitch.
Really? Which is very interesting because he is, half fire based. He could still hurt himself with fire.
Yes.
But because it's a physical thing. Hyperthermia, the condition of having a body temperature greatly above normal.
Hyperthermia.
Okay. I'll give into that one. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally just the opposite of hypothermia.
It's yin and yang,
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's a physical thing, and the decay now crawls. So it crawls. Every opposite,
Yes.
every reaction has an equal and opposite, so it's going back on him.
Exactly.
So
Which is really kind of, just makes his quirk terrible, in my opinion. Like,
because he can kill himself really easily.
yeah, like if he did that even a few more times, his body would probably be like beyond repair.
Right. So what I'm guessing, I'm not sure, they kind of alluded to it. It was very, in a kind of a roundabout way, talking about how you just need to become stronger, or you need to. They mentioned, I don't know if I'm skipping ahead here, but one for all a lot for him.
Yeah.
Or all for one.
All for one, and they even mentioned one. I'll say we'll save that.
We're just going
for
too
later
far.
on. Yeah, too far.
Yeah, because this is kind of a conversation talking about.
He's not gonna underestimate them again. Pretty much like the next attack is gonna be the last.
The attack, he's gonna. This is it to end it.
And that I'm assuming ended at this point is take down the hero society that is pretty much holding up, Japan,
the world.
The world, yeah.
The world now, because it's the whole world.
At this point, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least America and Japan, but I think those two being such big countries wouldn't just be the only ones.
No, well, it in the whole beginning of the anime or whatever, it says a world of quirks.
Yes.
And then it shows like the image of the world. So the only place we ever looked at is Japan and America.
Japan and America,
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's talking about basically he was doing a research to support All for One, and how it's a quirk, an expanding quirk, and with each generation it basically mutates and becomes stronger, but with greater side effects.
Right. He mentions it's like it's a big memory problem. Like,
yeah,
you can have so many quirks that it's hard to keep. I'm assuming it's something with the capacity in your brain to short term and long term memory, but it becomes more I guess kind of diluted in a sense. Like it was just an expanding quirk, and now it's all of these quirks
trying to expand
inside this other quirk.
He said it. He had a good analogy. Without the proper hardware to match your memory.
Yes.
I'm like, okay,
yes.
so like
that would be an analogy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. It's like storage is full.
Exactly.
So it's gonna the phone will say storage is full. Everything might not operate as it should,
or it might delete some things
right
out of necessity to get
protect
new
the core parts
exactly
that should be running properly. So
that would not be good in
no
your body.
in the human body. No.
Now, what do you think he means by the fourth generation? Do you think, if we took that in a term with like phones. You get you have the first generation iPhone and then the second generation iPhone. That would be new phones.
Right.
But he could also be referring to just generations of people. So you have, your generation, your mother's generation, your grandmother's generation, your great-grandmother's generation.
And what did he say? Is he referring to the quirk? Or just like in general?
Yeah, he says signs of this have already started appearing since the fourth generation.
Signs of negative effects. So I think it's...
Yes.
I think it's referring to the quirk.
Yes.
Because
the
sense of the fourth generation of what people? Because all for one, there's only ever been one all for one.
One all for one, exactly.
So I think it's the generation of quirk.
Generation. What do you mean?
Hang on. No, I'm kind of confused.
You mean, okay, so it's either the quirk was passed down in a similar manner to all for one, or one for all, or all for one. I mean, we know all for one's an old guy.
Right.
Yeah. So does he mean like by the fourth generation of all for one being alive? Like it's been hard to keep the memory.
But see, that's kind of that doesn't make sense to me because it'll only be the next generation if it's new. It's only ever been one all for one.
Yes.
Like you can say,
but he survived 4 generations. Do you get it?
I guess.
Like 4 generations back would be our great grandparents.
Oh, I see.
And if let's see, the way they word it, it makes me think that there's been more than 4 generations. And we know there's been 8 holders of all for one, or one for all. All? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we assume that they lived 30s, then all for one would be pretty old. Which brings me to believe,
when did the quirks start?
I mean, a while ago.
Right. But was it mid 1900s?
I mean, probably maybe even I don't know, because quirks only started really appearing 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he could. I mean, the quirks could have appeared, and him and his brother were all for one, and his brother were in their 20s, or teens or whatever.
Maybe we're
So then that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. What does he mean by fourth generation?
I think fourth generation of passing down. But they're referring to all for one here.
All for one, yeah. Does that mean there's been more than one all for one?
But his quirk is stockpile.
Stockpile. I mean, but that stockpile could be an expanding quirk.
I mean, true. A pile will get bigger and expand the more you add.
The more you add, yeah. I think we've gone a little too far off.
Because now I'm all confused with this fourth generation.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just move past.
We'll put a pin in that.
We'll come back to that. If we find any more relevant information.
So basically, Shigaraki, the doctor's talking to him, being like, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen," blah blah blah. And Shigaraki's just like, "All right, dude, just get it
over with.
Cut to the chase. Come on.
I signed the waivers. Let's do this shit.
Let's go." And he says, "For the next 4 months, you're going to experience hell."
4 months.
Yeah.
4 months, and that's why I guess the attack's going to take 4 months. Yeah.
Wow, I kind of read. I read this on the toilet, so I was kind of distracted.
I really just want to be just my normal response. You dumb bitch.
That's right. That's what that makes it a big deal about 4. Okay, so 4 months.
4 months.
And in the next panel, we see it looks like Shigaraki's he has butterfly wings.
Yeah, it looks like a cocoon.
So I'm sure it's just a metaphor.
Right.
But he's basically going to be in this cocoonish state, just growing, and it's painful.
Yeah, and then the doctor even says something about one for all, and we all know who has one for all.
Everything will be within your grasp, including one for all.
Yes. Yeah. That's a worrisome statement.
Very.
Everything is going to rest in Deku's hands, and I'm going to fucking love it.
Yeah, you said it before. Yeah, so that was a pretty big. That's that's a whole like foreshadowing, whatever.
Yes, and he says he's gonna be able. He says that One for All was the one quirk that All for One was not able to obtain for himself, and Shigaraki's gonna be able to take that. He says.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be better.
Because All for One was so fucked up by the time Deku got the quirk.
Yeah.
Maybe that's All Might was big and strong. There's no way he was gonna take it from him. So his next best chance would have been taking it from his successor.
Yeah, from Deku.
But All Might was still around until then.
Right, because he got locked up when All Might was done.
So is Shigaraki gonna have All for One? Is he gonna get that stockpiling quirk?
That's what it feels like it's alluding to.
That's what it feels like.
But only All for One can transfer that quirk.
Yes. Well, I think it would be kind of funny looking back on the scene where All Might went to visit All for One in the prison, and he was telling him, if you even think about using a quirk in there, that gun will detect it. Yeah. I think it would be funny if All for One in that scene no longer had any quirks, and there's absolutely no way that he would use a quirk,
or the guns are never going to go off.
Then the guns will never go off. Because he's not going to use a quirk because he's transferred all his quirks.
So you think he dumped his quirks?
Yes. Into whatever this machine is. And in these 4 months, he's going to go into the process of absorbing all of the quirks All for One had obtained. And the stockpiling quirk itself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But when would he have done that, though? Because after he, punched his head into the ground.
That's true. That's a good point.
But I mean,
that's a good. Well, I don't know
because we don't really know how his quirk works.
No.
Like, does he need to have physical contact?
Right.
Is it just a proximity thing?
What if he only had the quirks that he had when he fought All Might? Like, what if he just saved himself some quirks?
He was kind of like, okay, which ones do I need? I need some strength. I need this.
Right, the ones that he would really need.
Because he has fought. He's not fought All. Oh, he has fought All Might.
He has fought All Might.
So like he knows what he's getting into.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know what I need.
He fucked up All Might.
That's the reason he broke his ribs. And he ripped a hole in him.
Yeah, he pretty much just gouged out his chest. It was, all but his I think he says he's missing part of his lungs. And, it's bad.
He got fucked up.
Yeah.
The person before him that fought All for One died.
Yeah. Oof.
With One for All.
We see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that in the
OVA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, because I really feel like Shigaraki is about to get All for One. That's what it really feels like.
I'm not against it because it's that whole classic tale. One for All versus All for One. I'm very curious to see how it would happen.
The process of it happening,
or maybe because All for One needed those quirks to fight All Might, right?
Yes.
So maybe he didn't dump. Maybe the only one he dumped was All for
One. Yeah. That would be another.
So he kept all those other quirks.
But don't you think it'd be a little bit easier to transfer just one quirk rather than? Who knows how many? Honestly, thousands. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. He just dumped All for One.
Do you think that it would take 4 months to give him basically the one quirk? Quirk.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We've been pretty good lately, so this one kind of stumps me.
Yeah,
and that's why they wrote it that way, to be kind of elusive, and you don't know what he's trying to get.
You don't, yeah. Oh, but we're gonna find out. I have faith.
Oh hell yeah!
I have faith. And then after that, all that, after the One for All, little snippet, they go back into Endeavor reading this book.
Yep.
In 4 more months, Uprising. I can't believe you didn't put those two together.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you dumb bitch.
I read it like a few hours ago. Yeah. In 4 months, Uprising, and until then, I will send signals.
Yes.
And in between there, we see Hawks talking. That's not Redestro.
No, that's
just like some goon.
Yeah, some goon with crazy hair.
Yeah,
like,
so
it sticks out like by his eyeballs.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
Just kind of a back and forth of like Hawks has been trying to listen in on their conversations, but there's only a certain radius.
Can't get into the lunchroom because this guy in a overcoat and cap won't let him.
He's just like, okay. Like,
yeah, he looks like a New York City doorman in the winter.
Right. And then here's the part that I kind of got a little nervous about when he was like, Redestro says, regarding the books you handed out to the heroes. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, he
so
caught
nervous.
him already.
Yeah.
But then, great suspense, and he's praising him. He's like, you did it. Wow, you really tricked him. Like, so Hawks is playing his part.
Hawks is, yes, he's doing a great job.
He's playing the part, man.
But that means he's also really deep at this point.
He's real deep.
Like,
so,
they'd kill him. Whatever heroes are with the Liberation Army, they would kill him.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many it took, they'd get him.
Thankfully,
I've seen very many people die in My Hero, but I think we will.
No, Overhaul.
Sir Night Eye.
Night Eye.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
That's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, any named characters that we really know about, anyway,
Yeah.
But I think more people are about to die.
Definitely, it's gonna be. They're kind of like.
I'm excited for it.
You never want to see your favorite characters die, but it's that like it's a story, and it's like, oh, that's a really good part.
Yes, it's like the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead when they were not afraid to just kill off like characters like left and right almost, And I don't know. There's just something about not knowing whether a character's gonna survive. It really adds a layer of, even if they don't survive, it's good storytelling is what it is.
Right. Yeah. And I won't be mad if you kill the character I love.
Sasha.
For plot development, she was not plot development. There was no reason.
No, well, it was plot development for Gabby.
True.
In that one.
True.
Yeah. All right, back to my hero.
Back to My Hero. So yeah, just more praise, a little more. Really, nothing more there, and we go back to Endeavor.
We get what's his name?
Twice.
We get Twice saying, "I don't really get it. Can you explain it to me?"
And Alex is like, it's really not that hard.
He's like, yeah, like, sure. I got you.
But he's doing that, like, super nice, happy voice.
Yes.
Almost
like we saw with Endeavor.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, no problem, buddy.
Yeah, we got you. Then back to Endeavor, it says prepare and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And Endeavor's like, after all the trouble he went through, that's it. That's my Endeavor.
That's your Endeavor.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. It should probably be a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Bass here too.
That's it. Nah, more gravel. That's we'll work on it.
You'll work on it. I'm not gonna work on it. Yeah, he goes back to his office. He was talking about here. He's kind of talking about how. I think it was Hawks was basically prepare your numbers, prepare your new.
Yes.
He's like, is he talking about the students?
Yes.
Which is surprising to Endeavor because they're just students. They're not pro.
To him, apparently, we find out he was only planning on really working with his son.
Yeah, Todoroki.
So, I mean, I guess I get it. But once he reads this, he busts through his doors,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "So, you guys are with me."
Yeah. I'm gonna take care. I'm in charge of all three of you.
Yep, and this is because he surmises from the book that the interns are the backup plan.
Yeah.
And
Which is an indicator to Endeavor, like, so he thinks we might lose.
might lose, yeah. And I'm assuming it's not just going to be these three.
No, and that's where the last.
And that's
Yeah.
yes, that's where the last panel comes in.
The last two, really the last two pages, they're spreads, and it's all of them.
Yes.
It's all our students, 1A
Minus Shinzo.
minus Shinzo, thank you. And
If somebody sees him, point him out.
yeah, because I can't.
I looked through it twice and I didn't see it.
Yeah, this is one of those parts in the and gonna be in the anime, I'm guessing, where while Endeavor's having this internal monologue, you're gonna be like, they're gonna show
Probably
all of the characters and
that
be like,
is- yes. And show a little bit, and there'll be definitely more action.
They're probably gonna be like training or fighting.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you could probably look at the pictures and kind of tell what they're gonna do. Suyu and Uraka are gonna be flying through the city. Kirishima and Fat Gum are gonna be probably doing a little tussle
with that stone guy too, or the metal one.
Tetsu.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and a lot of looking up into the sky and putting gloves on.
Yes.
And, and stuff like that.
That'll be a fun one in My Hero Season 6.
Yeah. But that's basically the end of the chapter.
That's the chapter, yeah.
It's more
and Deku's gonna be the last one to show up. Yep.
Yeah.
And what's he saying? Polish yourself for the day of reckoning.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This is like my Full Metal when they did the the Chosen Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
So
we got a day of reckoning.
Dude, it's gonna be gnarly.
Yes.
This whole chapter was basically a giant foreshadow.
Yes.
Like, it's just a bridge to get to.
Oh, do you think we're gonna have a time skip after this?
God, I hope so.
I hope so.
Because what are they gonna do for in world 4 months?
Internships.
Yeah.
Internships.
If there's another middle arc, like who is that one dude? The villain, the
Gentle.
Like, though I really liked that whole little quick arc.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I wouldn't be against something like that.
Yeah, I mean something like that. I don't want to see them interning unless something really good comes out of it.
Like having a meeting. Like,
or maybe even just like the end of the internships showing like what everybody's learned.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
I do think there's going to be a time skip.
I think there's definitely going to be a time skip. Maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't know how long these internships lasted. It didn't seem like months. The first time they did that, or even the second time.
Well, the first time they did it, it was like a big fucking mess, and they had the raid. And,
that's true.
And so I'm sure they're like, all right, we're gonna kind of cut this early.
Yeah, and then when they did it with Sir Night Eye,
like he died.
He died.
So internship over.
Yeah.
They didn't really expand on anything that happened prior, except that Eri was being taken care of.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems so short, so I don't think these internships are gonna be 4 months. But maybe they will expand them.
I think honestly, I think the internships are like for the duration of the semester or the remaining semester or year. But they get cut short because stuff goes down.
Yeah, that might be it. Also,
because actually, I remember the principal. They were talking about it. Actually, they were like, the internships. If the interns weren't there, we wouldn't have won. But At the same time, we should not have put them in that spot.
Yeah. But now they're licensed.
Yeah, now they have license
and they can do hero work
a little bit more
with other heroes.
But even with limitations, like when they were fighting Stain,
they didn't have their licenses.
They didn't have licenses?
No,
really?
No.
Oh shit! I thought they did.
Yeah, that's why they got in trouble.
Okay.
If
so
they
that
would
makes
have
sense.
had the licenses they have now, they could have hit Stain, because that's the issue, is that they hit him.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like when they rescued Bakugo,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't an issue because they didn't hurt anyone.
There was 0 physical damage to anything.
Anybody, yeah.
I mean, done by them.
Exactly.
They were just a rescue op. They just evac'd him.
exactly.
And that's it.
But with Stain, they beat the shit out
They
of
beat
him.
the fuck.
Yeah. So like that's an issue, because like if Stain would have died, potentially they would have been charged with murder. Just think about that.
Oh shit! That's right. It's gonna be like the there's just like 3 of them on a trial. Like,
I mean, yeah, you could claim self defense, but at some point it's 3 of you versus 1 of him.
yeah,
And like you guys totally beat the shit out of him.
yeah. And they weren't in their yard, so
Yeah,
they
like
couldn't.
crack lungs and
Yeah,
stuff.
he was wrecked.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They would have been like, you guys went overboard. It's like,
Overboard. I mean, at the very
Look, we're
least,
gonna be
manslaughter,
heroes.
right?
fucking
Manslaughter.
manslaughter.
Negligent homicide.
It's like, he's like a mass murderer, right? Correct, but you guys killed him.
There's, because there's the, like extreme force.
Yeah,
whatever, like you can't, if you shoot a home intruder, and like he's down, you can't just shoot him
you
3
can't
more
unload
times.
the clip.
Yeah,
And, because then at that point it's like, did you have to?
right, exactly.
Oh, I mean, actually, I would. Maybe this is a question for, not Horikoshi. Yeah, Horikoshi. He's the author, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what would happen? I hate to speak ill of your god, but what if All Might like punched somebody and like killed them?
Are they a villain?
Yeah, but like petty crime, like they're robbing, like
like a mugger, and he just knocks him into
yeah,
outer
he's
space.
like, I am here, and he fucking just like blows his head off. Like,
so we're going the boys on him.
yeah. So like, ooh, is there paperwork? Is there stuff on the wrist?
That'd be a fun little spin-off, like a
pro
like
hero.
a reverse Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a pro hero accidentally kills a civilian,
So like
or maybe not a civilian. No, not a civilian. A villain.
a villain,
But not a like
not like a
Shigaraki
super villain, right?
No, just like some dude. He was using his quirk to, mug someone.
Right. I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't go over well.
It's a lot of paperwork.
Right. I don't think we've ever actually seen a hero killing a villain.
'Cause that's what villains
But
do.
like in real life, that would happen a lot more frequently.
Especially seeing like the kind of power they have.
Yo, All Might would just literally be
Yeah.
blowing people into bits. Like
Mhm.
that'd be a daily.
He would
basis.
obliterate them.
In the first scene of The Boys, you see Homelander smash this dude into the air, and he goes to take the selfies with these boys that he just saved, and the dude comes crashing down on a car behind them, and nobody says a word.
Nope.
It's just like that's daily.
And also when they went to him and that Wonder Woman girl,
Yes.
they went up to that active shooter and he just punched the guy in the chest.
Yeah.
And like he just looked at her and he was like, ugh, gross.
Oh my god.
And killed him. Like
that is exactly how it'd be in real life.
what would actually go? And that's what The Boys is so great.
So
Anyway,
I think okay, so if like All Might was late in his career and he killed someone, it'd be like a big scandal, but people would forgive him.
Yeah.
He's All Might.
he's a villain. He's just
But-
fine. It's fine.
Like if it was early in his career and he just went and fucking just blasted some
Yeah.
dude, I don't think he's gonna be labeled a hero.
I'm a hero. You're a murderer.
You just we had to call in a street cleaner
Oh shit.
just to clean this guy off the road.
He's like, well, did you get his prints? There was none left. It
It's just the legs.
was just legs and blood. Well, the blood you could have. Okay, you're missing the point. You're missing the point here.
In that respect, Eraserhead would probably be one of the safest heroes to be taken down by.
Yeah.
Imagine Wood Guy. He just grabs you and like asphyxiates you.
Oh shit. Or he just like grows a tree inside of you.
Oh
you know,
my
like the
God.
Japanese the bamboo. He just does that.
We've taken this to a weird place. Yeah. Araka, she just floats you up,
and you just keep going,
and then she just lets you down.
Oh yeah, because she can release.
Yeah, she lets you up. Good, 20, 25 feet. Release.
Ever been to the Empire State Building? No. Boop. Not yet.
That'd be bad.
Well, even like in Aizawa in Vigilantes, going to a different one,
which you need to catch up on.
Right. He was like, oh, I guess I can intervene because he's using a quirk.
Yes.
Or Knuckle Duster, he tried to stop his quirk, and he's like, oh, he doesn't have a quirk. He's like, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't use a quirk. Like,
oh yeah, because he thought he was using a quirk.
He's like, I can only do things if you're using a quirk and you're not.
He's like, he's just a tough old man.
Yeah. So he's like, so all right, and he packed up and left.
Yo, if you guys haven't watched My Hero Vigilantes, Knuckle Duster is probably one of the best characters out there.
He's hilarious. I love him.
And when you get later into the series, he's got a sad story, but it's great.
I got free time tomorrow. I'll probably read a lot of that. Yeah.
So
anyway, yeah, that's the chapter.
The chapter, yes. We were gonna do an episode on
My Hero season 4,
episode 1, but absolutely nothing
that's in that episode is in the manga.
Exactly. So it was just filler for the most part, recap and filler.
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't the only one who was like, am I crazy here?
No,
I don't remember this because I would remember this.
I went back and looked, and I skipped a few chapters around just to make sure.
Right.
It's totally just recap and filler.
Yeah.
A neat little story though.
Cute. He took the photo of All Might.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we get you get into at the beginning it just takes you through all the characters again, the recap part, and then you open up on these reporters and they're having a hard time finding a story, and this freelance comes in,
which we just recently saw them too in the manga, the Juko News.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, that was like maybe a few chapters back.
Okay.
They reported on the attack of the Liberation.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the first time, and we're like, in our episode, we were like, oh, Juko News, that's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting, actually. Okay.
So,
so we're at Juko News, and this freelance comes in and says he might know who. Well,
he puts together that All Might. It's like, who is All Might talking to? And they're like, his villains. It's like, no. He would have said that differently, and also he's not one to make threats.
Yes.
So he was just like, I believe he made a successor.
Yes.
So real on the nose.
Really, yeah. Like he really like, and he had to spell it out for him too.
Yeah, which was a great scene.
Yeah.
Very funny.
It was funny.
And he basically was like, he deduced that it was somebody in Class 1A.
Class 1A, because All Might's been spending a lot of time since becoming a teacher there. So he gets them to help him get into the school because of the higher security since the villain attacks.
And now that the students live in a dorm room, like, he needs special permissions.
Yes, and he went in under a guise of kind of reporting on dorm conditions and seeing how the students are kind of adjusting to it.
Yeah. Good story. Good cover.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
It was a good story. Like when I realized it wasn't in the manga, or that I didn't remember it, I was like, I mean, this is good. Like,
I was like, dang, that's kind of a bummer it's not in there.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the ending, but we'll get to that.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
But no, he keeps searching, but of course it's all under the guise to try to find
All Might's
successor.
Yes. And so he kind of, follows different people around. But we get a little flash scene, and he's kind of already got some people in his mind.
Yeah.
He starts with like the six
the
people
top 6
that made it into the final
round of the sports event thing,
yes. Which was Bakugo, Todoroki, and
Midoriya.
Birdman. Tokoyami. So Bakugo was in first, and then Todoroki, and then Tokoyami.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't really know.
I don't know the order, but it was Midoriya,
Yaoyorozu, and...
Was it Uraraka?
No, it wasn't Uraraka.
Fuck.
Oh, no. We just watched this.
It just, like, maybe, like, 4 hours ago.
Anyway.
Regardless, they weren't it.
They none of them, he was like, Bakugo's not got the same personality that All Might does.
No.
Todoroki,
He's got the power, but not the same.
Yeah, the same.
And, he said he wanted to find out how to overpower.
Yes.
Or become stronger.
He wanted to surpass All Might.
All Might. He's like, so I don't feel like that's somebody he'd take under his wing.
Exactly. Todoroki, his dad is the number 2 hero.
Yeah. And his dad would never let him
do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't really get into his reasoning for Tokoyami and Yaoyorozu and everybody else.
He just says they're not fit.
Yeah, like he just jumps straight into Midoriya. He's like, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's
I think he knew the whole time who he was going for.
Of course. And he was like, which honestly, it was a clever way to do a full recap of the entire show.
Yes.
He's like, Midoriya grew up quirkless and he developed his quirk late, and he went he joined UA, and as soon as he joined UA, so did All Might.
All Might at the same time.
It was kind of like, okay, yeah, good job.
So we got, after he goes through that, he's looking out the window, the reporter, and he's watching Midoriya work out. Doing some like aerobic exercises,
cardio.
Yeah, like he was
kicking
really
in midair,
Yeah, like doing light training.
Yeah.
And All Might walks up with these meat buns. I love that scene.
That scene, I was laughing like, because that's how it would be.
That's exactly how it would be.
Like,
he walks into this like corner store.
Yeah.
And the owner's just like, "Oh my God, are you All Might?
And he has
oh my
All
God,
Might
I
stuff
love you
everywhere."
He's like, "Take a bag full of meat buns."
He's like, "You want some? You hungry? Take this food."
Literally just a sack
huge
full
sack
of meat buns.
And he's like, and at the very end, he's like, "And an umbrella."
And an umbrella because it's raining.
and he was like, "Oh, what's going on with you?" He's like, "I just had a strange encounter." Like, it was just kind of a strange.
I was hungry, so I decided to go get some food, and
it felt very One Punch.
Yes.
Very just like goofy.
Yes, very goofy.
Which I like gag manga and stuff.
Yeah.
And that felt very gag manga.
See, and that's just the thing. This is like the lighthearted moments going on right now because it's about to get this is the turning point for
the show.
Yes.
Because it gets
very dark. I mean,
want to discuss something, but
yeah,
it's in the same episode
of a manga. But yeah,
let's just not. But yeah, it's
a turning point. It gets dark.
Yeah,
you're gonna love it.
Yeah. But yeah, then it keeps going, and eventually, All Might leaves.
All Might leaves. He just came to drop off the meat buns because he didn't need all those meat buns.
Yeah, he gave them to the class of UA.
All Might's such a selfless guy,
and it was such a cute little moment. Yeah, he was like, "Of course you." He's like, "Of course you brought him because you're always thinking of others."
Midoriya starts talking about like that's why you were the number 1 hero. Like, I love All Might.
Hell yeah!
And at the beginning of the episode, the reporter guy, he's like, "Are we really never gonna see him again?" Yes, never again. It's sad.
Yeah, it's true. We're
not
gonna see big All Might again.
No.
Yeah. And then eventually the reporter steps out and he goes and talk to him, and he's talking to Midoriya. And honestly, this is the kind of part where it falls off for me. He just like completely reveals that he knows it's him.
That he knows it's him, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, cool. He's like, don't worry, I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of jumped from the beginning of the conversation to the end of the conversation.
Yeah, he shares his connection with All Might.
So, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, that part, that story he's telling, that's the video that Midoriya loves to watch as a little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one where he like debuts and is like saving all those people.
You're here, and he has carrying the people with the fire, yeah.
So one of the people that he saved was this reporter's dad.
Yeah.
and so he really has a thing for All Might, and he wanted to he was really trying to see if, like, he wanted to make sure there was still hope. It was really like a selfish thing to do. Like, he went and, like,
he wanted,
like, perused these news people to help him get in here. He wanted to make sure there was still hope for the world, and also to get a scoop for a book he's gonna write in the future.
Right. Yeah. So, and he actually took the photo that was in the newspaper, and that's what started his whole photography.
This motherfucker has a quirk that lets him just pop out cameras
Lenses,
out of his body.
Very, and then, what's the word? I guess just convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. Yeah. The real convenient part is that he can just print them out of his chest.
Again, funny.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Right, and he said that whenever he was like running towards All Might, holding his dad.
Yes.
He's like, and I couldn't control it. I just pulled my camera out. Makes us think, oh, he just like whipped the camera.
Whipped it, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But he really, like, a camera just popped out of probably like his shoulder. Well, he somewhere.
If you in the flashback, he's like has his hand out like that, like
so
reaching.
It's
so it probably
out
came
of
out of his
hand,
palm.
Yeah.
And he took the photo, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Gives a little bit of a backstory.
I mean, it's a good tie-in. It's not it's not shaky or anything.
I think it fits fine.
I do agree that, like, he kind of just jumped to it being Midoriya, but I'm gonna chalk that up to it being a filler episode.
Yeah, what I didn't like is that just somebody figured it out.
Oh, just that easy?
Yeah, but I also do like that because it's like, this guy's like, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
Because he says, I'm going to write a book of you. What was his name? It was like the new symbol of peace in his youth.
In his youth. Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not going to lie. And you're going to judge me for this. I cried a little bit. Here's why, because it was so happy.
Wait. Why?
God, I shouldn't have said that.
Why?
I cried a few times.
This episode?
Yeah.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No, you can ask.
Are you serious?
You can ask her. No, it was just a.
Look, okay, hold on. Pause. I'm not judging you for crying, cause, like, season 4, you're gonna cry, baby. It's gonna happen.
Right, I've already done it.
But you're crying now about this?
Because, look, I've always noticed that, like, in anything I'm watching or reading, I don't cry at sad parts. I'm just like, oh, that
You cry at the happy parts?
I cry at happy parts.
What was so happy about this?
That he was like, look, I know it's you. And he was like, I know it's you. All of this was a ploy to figure out who it was. And I think he made a great choice. And I was like right now I'm getting a little choked up. I'm not even like, I'm right now. He's like, he made a good choice, and saying, I'm gonna write a book about you later.
Maybe I'll have to go rewatch that.
And I was just like, oh, and and Midoriya, I was gonna call him All Might. Midoriya was just like, wow, thank you. Oh my god,
yeah.
like,
he was very appreciative.
Yeah, he was like, that's.
He said he's gonna cherish. He kind of grabs Midoriya and takes a awkward picture of him,
and you see his fingers.
Yeah,
you see his fingers in the yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to cherish this photo.
It was just cute. I
cried over this.
It was nice.
Oh, my. I mean, do you, baby. Yeah. Do you.
Anyway.
Do it. What are you going to do, baby?
What are you going to do, baby?
Good stuff.
Yeah. But, and then after that, he just kind of Uraraka comes and gets him, and they have a little cute
checks
moment.
On him, yeah.
She's like, "What's that smell?" And he's like, "Meat pies." And she's
meat pies. Like, oh, let's go put them on the table before they get cold.
And then slow pan away from the house,
and Finn.
So good filler.
Good recap filler.
But
not what I wanted, but
right
for the first episode.
When I'm watching it, I turned to my girlfriend Gabby, and I was like, "Yeah, this wasn't in it. This is not in. Because I would have remembered a guy with a quirk that he has lenses.
Lenses
print shit like
reminded me of Parasite.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's just going, and he pulled. He was like, I can kind of make them pop anywhere. And I was like, that's kind of weird.
That's weird.
I thought his I also thought his watch was gonna play a big part.
Why?
Because they just, in shows and film and stuff, they showed it a lot. Like, they had a whole scene where him, like, shaking his wrist, and it's this big red watch where a watch usually just blends in.
True.
But it was big, and it was red.
So you were just expecting something from the watch.
I was expecting something watch-related. And at the end, I was like, all right.
I mean, weird thing to be let down on, but...
I was just like, I just feel like we should have, like, seen the watch more.
I mean, let's write a letter, be like, hey, why didn't you do anything
What's
with
the
the
story
watch?
of the watch?
or be like, hey, can we
get a spin-off?
Can we get like a spin-off, or can you add another character with a nice watch and do something with his watch?
Because I feel cheated.
Or I got it. Let's have someone wear 2 watches.
Boom. What's your quirk? I always know what time it is. Why do you have 2 watches? Exactly. What?
I can tell what time it is in 2 places.
This one's set to Eastern Time. This one's Standard Pacific.
I mean,
wait, Pacific Standard.
couldn't you do like one that's a little bit harder? Because I mean, I could tell you, shit. It's currently 8:26 Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yeah.
In California, Pacific, it's 5:26.
Yeah.
It's not a hard one.
But you never know.
I mean, but you do know if you can do basic math.
I guess it's true.
So maybe like Eastern and British Standard Time, maybe.
British Standard Time.
Is it Brit? Yeah, I think
it's not British.
Are you sure? Because can we just cut this part?
No.
Can we just cut this part? It's BST. What does BST stand for?
If it's British.
British Summertime.
You're shitting me.
I'm not shitting you, but it. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
British Summertime.
I was gonna make a joke where it's like when you look at the clock, it's gonna be like it's 1 o'clock, bro.
It's 1 o'clock, bruv. It's British.
You're late.
Or even worse, like a Cockney.
What are you talking about? Then?
It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, British Standard Time. Suck my dick.
That's the second time I've been wrong this episode.
Ooh, I'm gonna let it get to my head. I'm a god.
Well, before we do that, I think I'm good.
Yo, okay, hold on.
Okay, no.
Okay, yeah, I can tell you this after we cut it.
Okay.
It's just a funny joke that Nick Kroll and John Mulaney did. It's fucking...
All right,
killed me.
Tell me after this.
It killed me, man.
But, all right, man. This has been it. Decent chapter. Huge foreshadow. Filler episode.
Right.
We'll be back next week. Hopefully there's higher developments. Bigger developments.
Right.
Okay.
All right, I guess that's it.
Okay, have a good one, everybody.
All right, have a good day, everybody. Good on ya.